Articulation is the foundation to playing the harp, to playing any instrument. And often when I talk to my students, I talk about other instruments. I think of the harp as a musical instrument more than I think of it as a harp. And this articulation to me is crucial for many reasons. The first thing I learned before I even saw a harp was to take my fingers and to bring them in one at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, thumb over. This is the essence of holding the sound, of holding the beauty, of holding the energy in the hands. And this is something which I myself have to keep an eye on, that I am always fully articulating. Because if I don't, I get a very thin sound at the harp. It is very common for people to play without using articulation, particularly in the left hand. For me, I'm unable to approach the harp that way. To me, the sound is going to fold again in, it's going to fold in to and I cannot, if I'm playing like this, I'm just basically touching the strings. And I don't have the control over dynamics that I have if I am articulating and fully bringing my fingers into my hand. I can't get the fortes, I can't get the pianissimos. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of something as fast as like... Same thing applies. Fingers come in. Everything is being used. If I'm going for a sound, a very quiet sound, again, very, very important, especially where there is no breaking of the chord, where the chord is absolutely straight. Where I hold my sound. There is the basis of your sound quality at the harp. Alignment, for me, is to be in alignment with the floor. And there are certainly many schools of thought on this and many disagreements, but I feel that in order to really have speed and clarity, I tend to sit lower at the harp. I think of it like physics, that a race car, the faster the car, the lower to the ground it is. I think of the same thing with the harp. I use my arms in alignment when I play. For me, it's coming up my back and through my arms to my wrists and to the harp itself. Again, I don't feel enough importance has been given to this at all. My approach is to have the arms in alignment with the floor, not up here in the air, but in alignment to where my hands are. And I tend to play on the low side because I think of any fast automobile, it's going to be low to the ground. The faster it goes, the lower it's going to be to the ground. For my speed, for my clarity, is to be further down. And in doing so, in using my arms, I feel oftentimes the arms are not used, and the back is not used. Every part, the energy comes up from the back, comes down through the arms, comes down into the wrists, and down to the harp itself. And this is your control again. This is your color. This is everything. These are your movements. These are your dance movements, everything. And it all has to do with the alignment of the arms and using those arms and not being separate. And I have a funny thing I say to my students sometimes: look down on yourself. And I said, please tell your parents what I mean by this. What I mean by it is, I want you to be the master of the harp. I don't want you up here. I want you to be looking down at yourself when you're playing. You have complete control that way.